The scripture says that you will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you. So he's talking about God will keep, right, him in perfect peace, whoever's mind is fixed on him. And I've noticed that it don't matter what it is that I'm going through, but when I sit there and I just, instead of thinking about, I'm in my financial situation or what I'm going through in my relationship or whatever it is I'm dealing with, you know what I'm saying? On a heart level, on a fleshly level, it don't matter what it is. When I just, instead of stop thinking about what that thing, and I just think about, not even just think about like what God's gonna do or how God's gonna do it. I just think about God. I just start thinking about my experience with him. I think about my testimony. I think about what he's brought me through. I start to reflect, right? God gave me the victory each and every time. Even when my faith wasn't where it needed to be, he was still gracious. So imagine my faith was strong in him, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be very intentional about what you do with your thoughts. Because a lot of times we don't realize that our attitude is a perfect reflection of where our faith is, or what our faith is in. Keep in mind on God, what you will come to realize is that it encompasses everything that pertains to life and godliness, right? It says he's given us everything that pertains to life and godliness. Right now, word perfect peace in the Hebrew is shalom. I did a video breaking that word down, right? But shalom, it also, you really look at the Hebrew breakdown, like each Hebrew letter, and you put it together, you'll see nourishing wisdom, clarity, instruction, guidance. It's a really awesome picture that it paints. The Hebrew language is very spiritual. It's a faith language because what you picture in your mind, you believe, not to be on some esoteric stuff or psychological stuff, but the Bible, it goes beyond psychology. You don't have to think about how or what or when. Just remember who, right? Remember who called you, who loves you, who's almighty, who's all powerful, who never changes. You don't have to convince God that you believe because God knows when you're going to believe and how you're going to get to the place where you really believe. So it's him he said he's the author and finisher of our faith. He's the one that puts us in situations to strengthen our faith. He builds our faith for our own benefit, right? It says that without faith, it's impossible to please him. You can impress God. You cannot impress God, right? But you can please him with your faith. And anything that God's able to do through you to get the glory was done through you doing it in belief. Be confident in what God showed you and what God told you and what God confirmed.